want to make more money as an online tutor, but these three things are holding you back. Hello there, you guys. My name's Joanne Kaminski. I've been tutoring online since 2012, and I've been helping tutors be able to grow their online tutoring business since 2012. I think I said 2012 for the other one. 2010, I've been tutoring online. 2012, I've been helping tutors. And today I'm going to help you with three things that most tutors struggle with, and they don't even know that they're struggling with them, and it's holding them back from making more money. And this is really important. I have so many people who tell me all of the time, Joanne, when it came to your Jumpstart course, if I could give myself advice about what to do differently, it would be to take your Jumpstart course sooner. And here are the three things that are holding people back from doing that. First is time. So I'm curious for you, has anything been holding you back? We've got some awesome people already inside of the group. I see awesome. We've got Suzanne in the house. Woo woo. So glad you guys are here. Time. Has time ever held you back from being able to make more money? It definitely held me back. When I was first getting started as an online tutor, I had 3 little ones. And it was really hard to kind of balance that kid time that I had and my business. And so a lot of the time where I was growing my business happened during nap time. That was work time for me. It was like, okay, baby's down, let's go. And I had this thought inside of my head, I don't have enough time to get it all done. Except in the beginning, that is when you have the most time. And so a lot of us, we confuse our responsibilities with our work time, right? I know I did, because I was like, oh my gosh, between taking care of 3 kids and trying to start my own business, gosh, when am I going to get everything done? It doesn't seem like there's ever enough time. And so time was one of those things that, we kind of can use as an excuse, right? As why we're not moving forward or taking the actions that we need to be taking, because we're just so busy, and especially this summer for us, it has been crazy. You come out of quarantine, everybody decides they're going to get married, and, we've got all of these different events and activities that we're going to this summer. And so it's like right now, I feel like my time is even crunched even more because we've got all of these things happening. But time is really something that we set out for ourselves. We've got some decisions about our time, right? When is going to be the time that we're going to work? When is the time that we're going to focus on family? And when is the time that we are going to focus on, just doing things that make us happy? And doing the things that, around the house that we need to get done, our responsibilities, right? So when we can start dividing that time into where can I fit it, it all of a sudden becomes a different question, okay? And so then we start thinking about, okay, if I want to take a course like the Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business Masterclass, where can I fit that in? Where can I be able to make sure that I have those skills that I need so that I can up level my business and make more money? Because if we have the hours to be able to tutor, then we have the hours available to be able to work on getting students. So think about your time in that way when it comes to this is, okay, if I have the ability to work with 5 students a week, 2 hours a week, that's 10 hours, then I can think of it as I have 10 hours that I can focus on getting students or taking actions that are going to help me build my business, learning new skills, learning new things, learning social media, learning how to run my business. All of those things are things that I can fit now into those 10 hours. And eventually I'm going to fill those. I'm going to start switching it over where I now am working less on trying to get my business started and working more with students. You're going to make that transition. So think about time in that way. Yes, time management. I see other people saying, yes, time management is what holds me back. It's definitely, thank you for sharing. It's not always easy to share that and get honest with ourselves. So thank you guys. Yes. So there's others there where time does become the big issue and the thing that holds us back. And we always think about like time as we have limited time, right? But time is very subjective because we get to choose where we're going to put our time. It's almost like we have to think about, how we budget our money. We have to budget our time and kind of come up with those time slots. Okay, this is the time slot where I'm going to work on this. This is the time slot where I'm going to work on this. I just had a student the last hour that did not show on up. And so I used that time instead of like going on upstairs and, just sitting back with my dog and petting my dog and having some, coffee. Instead, I said, what is the one major goal that I want to be able to accomplish in the next 30 days? I want to be able to hire more team members. So bam, I went right on in and I started working on that immediately because that's going to help me towards my 90-day goal that I have set for myself, that I'm going to increase the amount of people on my team for both my tutoring business and for my helping tutors. So all around there, it's like you got to think about, okay, how am I going to use the time that I do have right now? Because that's all you have. At the end of the day, the only time you have is the time that you have available to you right now. So how are you going to spend it? What are you going to do? I always make sure that I have also the other thing you want to take into consideration when it comes to time is, when do you work better? I am just not good at night. Like my brain it's starting to shut down. So at night, that's not the time when I want to work on things that are going to need my utmost attention. So things that are going to need more attention, things that I really need to focus on, I have to put in the time slots where I can focus the best. So where is that for you? Now, if I was already planning on working with a student and they don't show up, I was already planning on working. So that would be a good time, right? The other times are, am I a morning person or am I a night person? I mean, I might be one of those people that's a night person, and it's the opposite for me. I struggle with waking up, and I have to really think about time in the evening and using the time that I have at night to be able to work on things. Maybe it's after the kids go to bed, or maybe it's before the kids wake up in the morning, right? You got to think about, when can you use the time that you have? How can you change the times and your sleep schedule to meet the times where you work best? That is going to be huge, huge, huge when you think about time. And time is one of those things that people will just say, I can't do this because I don't have the time. But let's think about, like, we have a free training coming on up. I'm going to put the link inside of the chat here. It is for how to create a profitable online tutoring business for the 2021-2022 school season. Now, imagine you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have time to come to that free webinar. Right? And you're like, there's just no way that I can do that. I can't make it at the time that she has it. There's no way that I can rearrange my schedule. You want to think about all of the excuses that are dealing with time that are coming on up for you, and really think about, is this what I'm going to let hold me back from attending that webinar that's going to give me the next level information to be able to grow my business? Right? Sometimes we have to think differently and we have to do differently so that we can achieve differently. As you know, if we continue to do the things the same way, what are we going to get for results? The same results. So sometimes we have to try something new. The second thing that's holding us back, this one's a big one, money. So you are going to have to invest a lot of your time when you start your business, or you're going to have to invest your money when you're starting your business. And sometimes there's like a combination, right, of both that you need to invest. You need to invest your time and your money. So there are some people, they can, invest big with money right out of the gate, and they can be able to get big results. Other people, they need to do a little slower and not invest in some other things that could get them results faster. Right? And so then they're trying to do it all by themselves. And that takes a really long time. I kind of fell into that myself when it came to money. I had just quit my teaching job. I had already tried 5 businesses that failed in the previous year. And we were building a pool at the time, which was a big investment. It was an in-ground pool. and I had 3 young kids. No job. We owe a lot of money. And I've got young children. I mean, talk about triple whammy kind of coming on at you. But I was almost at like one of those points in my life where I knew I had to start investing money to be able to learn the things that I didn't know about. And so it was at that point that I decided, okay, I am going to invest in a couple of courses to help bring me to the next level. And it was really, really scary. And I remember at that time, PayPal actually had this link. It was a link that said you could have no payments were due for 6 months and no interest would accrue. And it was like this PayPal thing. And it was a $2,000 course that I was thinking about investing in. And I was so scared because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have $2,000, right? And then I started thinking about, okay, but if this program helps me to be able to make that $2,000 back, then I will be able to afford it. And so I did it. I did the 6 months down, no payment, needed for the next 6 months. I did put payments down as I could and was able to pay off the course. It was able to bring in more students, made me more money, and it was totally worth it. Was it scary? Yeah, totally scary. Because at that point in time, we were in a lot of debt. And, thinking about paying for something makes it feel like I'm going into even further debt. But that couldn't have been further from the truth when it came to my education here, because the education that I was getting was different than the education I got from school. It was things that I could apply immediately right now in my business. Like the things that you learn in school, they're getting you ready to learn. They're setting you up with some background information, theory, ideas. They're helping you be a thinker. But they don't actually teach you like on-the-job skills that you need, right? Whereas the types of courses that I was investing in, they were helping me with the skills that I was going to need in order to up-level my business. And they were awesome investments. And every single person, I just love this. Every time I ask somebody, so if you could give yourself advice before you started the Jumpstart program, what advice would that be? And they all say the same thing. I wish I would have gotten started sooner. Because I remember how scary it was when I was getting started and I had to invest money. And so to put down the amount of money that the course costs is scary for a lot of people. That's why I offer a money back, a results guarantee. If you don't get at least one student that helps you be able to pay for this and you've taken the actions of the program, then I will refund your money. Because I don't want you to see this as a cost. I want you guys to see what you put into your business as an investment. And that's how you should be thinking about your money. Is this going to help me make money or is this going to cost me money? Am I going to be able to take the information that I learn and run with it? Or is this even a course I need to take at this point in time, right? You always have to think about that when it comes to your business. So I think it's really important. Yeah, great question. Have you ever invested in a course for your business? I think this is a really, really, really important question to ask because we only know what we know. If we already knew how to get enough clients, we'd already have them. We would have already done them, right? Why would we hold back? So if you need ideas on how to be able to get students, how to run your online tutoring business, then you got to take the next step. Because our own knowledge can only take us so far. Somebody who's already been there and done that is going to be able to see all the mistakes that they've personally made, share them with you so that you can skip them. Or you can experience them as well and you can be like, oh my gosh, yes. Yes. I'm following the same path that Joanne did in the beginning. She said that was a mistake. And all right, so I've learned from it. We got to learn from it, right? We learn from the mistakes that we make or we learn from the mistakes of others. And there is a faster way. You get to skip the line when you learn from the mistakes of others and you listen to those mistakes instead of continuing to make the same mistakes that everybody makes off in the beginning. So an example of this would be like a website. A lot of tutors realize that they need a website to start their tutoring business, right? And then they all follow like the same path of making the same mistakes. They'll start off by sharing, why they're passionate about teaching, how long they've been teaching, what's their experience like. They'll probably share, maybe they'll share some testimonials, but their testimonials they share will just have like a first name and initial, or it will just say from a student. And so then people don't trust that testimonial. They'll use stock photos on their website because they think they look really cool instead of including photos of themselves. So it's kind of like the same kinds of mistakes that people make on their website, they'll make inside of their business too. So if we can find out like what were the mistakes that people made in the past, and we say, oh, that doesn't work. Oh, she knows that this doesn't work, that this works, and this works, and this works. That can help you be able to take your business to the next level. And when you learn from other people that are successful, guess what happens to your business? You get to become more successful, right? Because you're getting to learn from their mistakes, how they learned, what they learned, and what they do now. And it's so funny when I talk about like the website example, I looked at my very first website. What did I do? Exact same thing that other people do. I was like, oh my gosh, I followed the exact same steps. It's almost like, how like a kid is learning to read and they start off with being able to know like the letter sounds, and then they can start blending those sounds, and then they can read some easy words like cat and dog, and then they learn some sight words, and then they go from there. Like it follows like this progression of like skills that they need to learn. It's the same kind of thing with our business. We all go through this progression of development in our business. And when we are able to learn from others, we're able to get there faster than if we just rely on ourselves to be able to get us there. And is it possible to be able to watch every single YouTube video that I have? You betcha. Go for it. But are you going to get overwhelmed? I'm pretty sure you're going to get overwhelmed because there's over like 500 different videos here. So a lot of people will get overwhelmed with the content that's here, right? And they'll say things like, oh my gosh, like, okay, I can't watch every single video. And plus it's not in sequential order of first do this, then do that, right? So you've got two choices. You can either invest your time or you can invest your money, or you could do a combination of both. And my suggestion is you do a combination of both because you need to learn the skills that you need to learn, and that's going to take time. And in order to learn them, you need to learn from other people that have been there and have done that. Now, the third thing that is holding people back, and this is a big one, a huge one. If you're like me, so when I first went through this process myself, like I said, I was coming from the school system, and I was an employee. And so that's really all I knew how to do. I knew how to do a good job, right? I didn't know how to be a business owner. And there's a big switch that happens when you go from a job where you know what's expected of you, or at least you think you know what's expected of you every day, to now you are the boss, right? And you are accountable to yourself. It's really easy to not do the things that you say you want to do because you're the boss. So you don't really have any accountability with anybody else other than you don't get the results that you want. So the thing that was holding me back was right up here. It was my own thoughts. It was the, who am I to charge that much money for my tutoring business? Or will people really pay that? Yeah, I think people will pay that. Let me give it a go. It was, not really having that validation from other people that I'm taking the right steps, right? And guessing. I had thoughts that went through my head, like, I really wanted to be successful, but there was always the doubt inside of my mind because of the financial mayhem we kind of had going on at that time. It was, will I really be able to make enough money so I don't have to go back to the teaching world? I really didn't want to go back to the teaching world. I didn't want to deal with administration. I didn't want to deal with, the other teachers and some of the back and forth things that happen with other teachers. And I just wanted to be able to give students what they needed and do it well. And I just did not have that drive anymore to go back to the school system. And so that's what kept me going. That's what kept me consistent. Those thoughts of, oh my gosh, no, what's the alternative, right? Kept me being consistent. But I still had to overcome thoughts about money. Am I charging too much? Am I not charging enough? I had thoughts about, what if I'm not successful? What if I do all of this and I still don't get students, right? Then it was a waste of time. Instead of really looking at it as everything that I do and I experience, I learn from. And I can take a look and I can evaluate and I can see what's going well and what's not going well. If it's not going well, I can fix it and try something else next time. If it is going well, then I can continue to do it. And those kinds of things kept me going. Miss Diva is exactly in the same position as me. She said that she does not want to go back to the classroom. Yeah, this is going to be a crazy, crazy year for people, for sure. With the pandemic, with, some people being vaccinated, some people not being vaccinated, all those kinds of things, right, that are going on. And I got to tell you, there are so many kids that are behind. This is the year of the tutor. This is the year of the tutor. Because we are going to be able to be there, to be their support system, to be able to help them close those gaps so that the learning loss they experienced from last year doesn't have to carry on into their entire educational career. We can help them to be able to reach the levels of success they were never able to reach before. We are going to help them be able to get out of their I can't do it attitudes to the yes you can attitudes, right? And this is exciting, exciting stuff that we're going to be able to provide for people. So I'm going to be doing a free webinar. It is called How to Create a Profitable Online Tutoring Business for the 2021-2022 school year. You can sign on up right here. I'm going to put the link inside of the stream there on Facebook and inside of YouTube so that you guys can see it and be able to join us, because you are going to begin to start thinking about your business differently so that you can be more profitable, make more money. I want you guys to stop holding yourselves back and be able to give yourself all of the power that you can possibly give yourself to run your business effectively, smoothly. Are you going to have some hiccups that happen along the way? Yes, but you're going to be able to think through them and you're going to be able to solve them. And you're going to say, look, I know where to go if I have this problem, and I know, how to solve this problem, or I know somebody who's experienced this. Let me reach on out to them and see how they handled it, right? You're going to have the ability to do all of those things. So don't let time, money, or your own thoughts get in the way from you being able to make more money. Are you ready to start doing the things that you are supposed to do so that you can get the results that you want to be able to get? And your students that you get to serve, they get to benefit from all of the actions that you take. They are the big winners in all of this, right? Because they found you because you were willing to step out there and be seen. You didn't let your thoughts stop you and say, no, I don't want to do live streams because people will see me and they might judge me and they might do all those kinds of things. If you're afraid of those things, watch last week's video. I talked all about that. What do you say to the haters or, those trolls that come on through? Check that out. I think the really, really important thing here is be the best that you can be. Take the actions you need to take And don't let time, money, and your thoughts hold you back from everything that you're possible for. Definitely sign on up. Come join us for that live webinar that I'm going to do. I can't wait to see you guys there. And then this Thursday on our YouTube Live, we're going to be taking a look at 2 more tutors and the success stories that they have to share from joining the Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business. What do their lives look like today because they joined? Okay. You want to hear their story. Where were they at? What did they tutor? Come join us so you can see their success firsthand. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for joining us.